Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I want to take time and do 5 quick movie reviews. These are all films that I've got and either done unboxings for or picked up at Fry's within the past week. And these are films that I've watched, and I want to review them, but I don't necessarily want to do a full-on review like I normally do. I'll just take a little bit of time here and go over these quickly and give you my quick opinion on these. First up is one that I got in this week from Amazon, or last week from Amazon. It's Umberto Lenzi's Ghost House. I really like this film a lot. It's about these people in New York. I think it's in New York. There are using ham radio to communicate with this other group of people, and they get these weird they hear these weird sounds that says "help me" and shit like this, and they decide to go and see what's going on there. And it's basically just a haunted house, and this movie has a really creepy score to it, kind of like a creepy horror movie nursery rhyme type thing that repeats throughout it. It has a really creepy ass clown in it. And I mean, it's cheesy as hell. There's no doubt about it. It's very cheesy, very low budget, and I mean, looking at it from a pseudo movie reviewer, wannabe movie reviewer, I'd have to say it's a pretty crappy film. But I love this film, man. It has a lot of charm to it. You gotta love the cheese to like something like this. And if you love the cheesy films and can enjoy and appreciate a film that just has a certain charm to it, then definitely watch Ghost House. Yeah, the plot, man. I mean, there's just so many things that just come and go. People coming and going, and you wondering why the hell they're even staying at this house in the first place. I mean, you just kind of have to go with the flow of movies like this. But I loved it, guys. I give this a 7 out of 10. Really enjoyable film. Next up was Ghost House 2. Now, this one is basically just a couple that's, I think they're going on vacation. They're either going on vacation or they inherit this house. Can't remember exactly which. Totally different house than the first one. And also, yes, I forgot to mention, the house used in this, the haunted house, is actually the house that was used in Fulci's House by the Cemetery also. So that's really cool to see that house again. And this was actually 1988, so yeah, really cool to see that. But yeah, this one, totally different house. This is like a huge fucking mansion and shit. Now, to me, the score on this was better than the first one. Like, I thought that this had some of the most creepy music I've heard in quite some time. And this is an old film too. This is also 1988. But it had really creepy ass music to it that I just loved, and it repeated throughout. And it never got old to me, man. It really brought a really awesome atmosphere to it. I love the look of this film. It has a lot of old, just old gothic type settings in this mansion and shit. And this is also, unfortunately, called Demons 3 here in the United States. Stupid. I'll always refer to this as Ghost House. The monster in this is laughable, to say the least. It's very, very laughable makeup effects. I mean, it really just looks like one of those type of zombie, all-in-one zombie outfits you can get at a Halloween store. I mean, it's really that bad. Like, if you just put that on and threw a little bit of slimy shit and blood on it, you basically have a outfit with to the equivalent of what you see in this film. But it's the same way as the first one, guys. It's cheesy, it's ultra low budget, the acting is really lacking, but there's just a charm to it. I'm a sucker for these Italian films, and I really enjoyed this one. I think the only thing with this, I think the story was a little bit more together on this than the first one, but that's not saying much. This one kind of was a little bit duller than the first one. There's a lot of times where the woman character in it, she's just walking around, she's just looking around at things and, trying to figure out what's going on and just roaming around this castle. There's a lot of roaming and just a lot of looking, they're trying to build tension and stuff. And it works, you know, to an extent, and sometimes better than other times, but it's also done just a little bit too much. But still, I really enjoyed this film. I liked it a lot. I give Ghost House 2 a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, you know, you like stuff like this, Italian films. You know, it seems like a lot of people's never heard of this film since I've been, you know, mentioning it. Seems like a lot of people I talk to just haven't even heard of it. So, yeah, if you like the Italian, you like the cheese, you don't mind the bad acting, you can find charms in that stuff, definitely check out both of these Ghost House movies, guys, because they were very enjoyable to me, and I'm very glad to have these in my collection. Next up is one that me and Selena watched the other night. This is one, if you watched my Fries video, you saw me pick this up there, called House, not to be confused with the great 80s film House. This one has Michael Madsen, Bill Moseley, Leslie Easterbrook in it. Basically, it's this group of people that break down. They end up at this house. It's a very strange house. And then slowly they start to, like, each one of them gets locked in these rooms, and they start to relive, like, things that they've done bad in their past. That's the basic setup for this. And guys, I have to say, I was extremely disappointed in this movie. I thought it was fucking horrible. It was a mess of a film. You know, it just, there was like this ghost girl in there that was at the house that didn't make any sense. I mean, just, I don't know, maybe I missed something of where she came from, but I never understood why she was in there and what she had to do with these people. And, like, you know, there's some Satanism going on in this, and it was written by a Christian author, Frank Peretti, so it is a Christian horror film. And that makes no sense in and of itself to me personally. No offense to anybody, but I don't know, man. I mean, you could definitely see that. There's just, I don't know. It just got so convoluted by the end. I mean, you know, and it's a shame because it started off really well. Like when they showed up to the house and stuff, like, you know, I'm not a Leslie Easterbrook fan, you know, I just think she really overacts a lot of times, but she started off really good in this. Like, she was really good in the motherly role. Bill Moseley was really good as the crazy son and shit. Michael Madsen's like this crazy ass cop. He was only in a little bit, you know, like at the beginning and towards the end. But it started off great, and it just went downhill very fast. It just got so overblown with the story and just so confusing. They just tried to do way too much, and then the ending was just ridiculous. I mean, it really took like almost like a religious twist at the end, like with this light shit that they get out of the ghost and they have on their fingertips. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But guys, I give this a 2 out of 10. I would not recommend this film at all. Pass on it. It's just, it's not worth a pile of fuck. And next up, I watched 2 films out of this Gore House great set that I picked up at Fry's. Today I watched Satan's Slave. Good film. A girl, you know, going on a vacation. She gets to her isolated country mansion with her uncle and her cousin, and her uncle is actually Michael Gough. Many of you will recognize him as Alfred from Tim Burton's Batman films. This is like an earlier role. This is from '76. This is when, you know, there was a big craze of Satanism, and, you know, there was rumored Satanism all over the country. This film really capitalizes on that. You know, there's a lot of nudity in this. There's actually surprisingly quite a bit of gore too. I mean, and pretty competent gore at times. I like the film. I definitely like the film. I thought that, you know, it started off strong. It kind of drug a little bit towards the middle part, you know, where they were trying to build the story with her figuring out, you know, what exactly was going on with her uncle and cousin, because things were kind of getting strange. But you know, there's like scenes of satanic ricitualism and shit, and you know, it's a real grimy ass grindhouse type movie. I think a lot of people would like this. I haven't heard anybody mention this film at all. It's a shame, because I kind of think it's a lost mild gem. I don't know if I would call it like a, you know, a diamond in the rough, but it's definitely worth checking out. And it really has a downbeat, You know, just it's a downbeat ending. I mean, it doesn't have a happy ending whatsoever, and I thought that worked well, especially with it being like a satanic type film. Really enjoyed this one, guys. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Check it out. That's Satan's Slave. The other one I watched on here was Trip with a Teacher. Terrible name, just absolutely horrible name, and it's basically what it says it is. You know, the title, like these students taking a trip with their teacher on a bus. Meanwhile, there's these two bikers that break down. Another biker comes up and helps them, and they all end up meeting at this gas station. Well, the girls leaving the bus. Later on, they break down. Or here comes the guys on the bikes again to save them, help fix their bus, and they start really messing around with the girls. And the other biker, you know, is kind of like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" You know, and is kind of trying to help the girls out. So basically, what happens is an accident occurs. The bus driver, which is also a male, he ends up being killed. And it's at the hands of the two bikers, the two original bikers that broke down. I don't know if any of this is even making any sense, but anyway, the two guys that broke down, basically they're killers. And what happens is they killed the driver, and then they figure like, oh hell man, if these girls get away, we're gonna be busted. We can't let them get away. So like right where the buses broke down, there's like this shack right there. So they decide to take them hostage. And they really fuck with them. They rape them at times and do some crazy shit. But yeah, I thought it was an enjoyable exploitation film. It's definitely not on par with like Last House on the Left or something like that. It's not classic at all. But you don't hear anybody talking about it. I guess I could kind of see why, because it was kind of dull too. I mean, it had its moments where things happened and it kind of surprised me. I was like, wow, kind of surprised for a movie thrown into a pack like this. That it gets a little disturbing. Some of the rape scenes and some of the things that are going on with them tormenting the girls and stuff. But fans of exploitation films, give it a shot. Don't expect too much with it, but I think there are people out there that's going to enjoy that film. It's called Trip with the Teacher, and it is from 1975. So it's right in the glory days of exploitation. And that film, guys, I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Enjoyable enough. It was worth a watch. I think, between just those two films out of these 12, The Trip with the Teacher and Satan's Slave, it made this worth $5 without a doubt. I've still got 10 movies to go on here. So, yeah, guys, that's all the films. Ghost House, Ghost House 2, House movies, 3 House movies, and Trip with the Teacher and Satan's Slave. So check them out, guys, if they sound interesting to you. I will be back with more reviews coming up. I may do stuff like this from now, just like every so often, kind of little condensed reviews. But I do have some full-on reviews coming up later this week. I'm going to try to do one for Tourist Trap and Fulci's Murder Rock. So I'll have those coming up soon. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. This is Beyond the Realms. I'm Jason. Have a good one.